And thank you for joining us. With us today is Heather Frazier, HR Manager here at Meadville Medical Center. Heather, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Before we get started in what you do with Meadville Medical Center, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, about myself, I am a mother of 2 boys, so very active with all of their sports. But I've been here at the hospital for 21 years, so I kind of live and breathe, raising 2 boys and working. So, yes.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up here, actually in Crawford County, and haven't left, so stayed here ever since.
Obviously, you go back 20 plus years ago, and there was an opportunity to work here at Meadville Medical Center. Talk about that process, how you got started, and what you got into when you started here.
I feel like I have a fun, interesting way to explain that. I was in my undergrad, and I had a lot of credits, and so for my last semester of school, I had an advisor that suggested maybe I do an internship instead of taking classes. So long story short, I came in here and asked the director of HR at that time if I could do an internship, and he said yes. And so I did, it was about a 3-month internship, and 2 weeks before the internship was over, I had been interning with our recruiters. There was 2 recruiters at the time, and I had been interning with them. And 2 weeks before my internship was over, the one recruiter decided to leave and go back to school. They offered me a job, and I've been here ever since.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think it's kind of neat to explain that story.
How did you get started in human resources? What made you decide to go that direction?
Yeah, it wasn't my first direction in school. I always wanted to work in healthcare. So I had different courses. I wasn't really sure exactly what in healthcare, but I had a same advisor actually that heard me in a public speaking class, I think is what it was, and she suggested with some of the interactions and conversations that we had that I look at human resources, and she knew I wanted to be in healthcare. So she suggested, because of course grew up, this is where I was born actually at Meadville Medical Center, she suggested I come here and talk with the director at the time, and again, I'm still here.
Here you are.
Here I am.
That had to have been quite a thrill to come into such an organization where you have this vast array of employees,
Yes.
The staff members, faculty, to be behind the scenes of all of that. Was there any moment you thought, is this something I want to make sure I can do, or you were excited to take on the challenge?
I was excited to take on the challenge immediately. I just was, I guess I felt a little bit prepared for the internship and what I had done. And because I was essentially had a 3-month interview, I guess, if you want to say it, with the recruiter at that time. And so it was just, it felt kind of natural. It was a continuation, essentially, of what I was already doing. Of course, not being paid, but as an intern. So it was, it felt very natural. I didn't feel intimidated. Everyone was so welcoming. Everyone felt like family almost immediately. And it was natural, so it was great.
What's it like to oversee all the various departments at Meadville Medical Center? Maybe you could walk through what the day-to-day is like, because that would be incredible. I'm sure every day is a little different for you.
Every day is absolutely different, and that's the great thing about healthcare, is that there's always something different and changes. But everything is always changing, but everything is looked at kind of on a case-by-case basis, and the departments, all the changes that we have in the departments. Now, what specifically are you wanting to know? What human resources?
Sure.
Okay, from the HR standpoint. So there are so many different facets of human resources a lot of people don't know about. And I think that it is kind of one of those hidden professions that a lot of people don't understand what happens in human resources. Yes, the obvious, I think, to most people, they think of human resources as the hiring and the firing department, right? And it expands so much beyond that. We are here essentially as I call our customers, which most of the time you think of your customers in patient care in a hospital setting as being our patients. But when you work in a human resources department, your customers are essentially the employees of the organization to us. Because in human resources, we are not treating patients, right? We're not taking care of our patients, but we are taking care of those individuals that are responsible for taking care of our patients. So we essentially want to make sure at all times that our employees are well taken care of, because if the employees are at ease and are well taken care of, then hopefully they'll be able to take care of our patients and do their jobs better without worrying about the other things, which relates to human resources, is compensation and your benefits, your pay and your leave statuses and all those various things that can make life complicated if they're not done properly, if they're not done well. So if we can put them at ease, then they're able to do their job better.
So it sounds like you have a major role in sort of the culture of Meadville Medical Center. How much input do you have when it comes to the recruitment side? And whether it's a doctor or somebody in maintenance, I would imagine there's a certain culture or standard that's sort of portrayed because you're looking for the right person to fit into this environment.
That's exactly it. We are always looking for people, the right fit for the organization. We have 2 recruiters who do a fantastic job at that, but essentially it is all about working with the departments, department managers. So the recruiters, the human resources, and the department managers work really well together of essentially trying their very best to choose those individuals that are the right fit for the organization. Someone may have all the essential skills and the abilities to do the job, but are they going to be a right fit for Meadville Medical Center? So that takes a team effort. That's not just one individual. That's not just human resources doing that. That's human resources working with the departments, right? Working with the departments to make sure they're getting somebody in who has those essential skills, they're able to do their job, right? Or they have that license or the appropriate education, but it's also, are they the right fit for the organization, and are they a right fit for the department itself? So
another aspect to that is the community, and we've gotten a chance to talk to so many wonderful people in this process. And not only is the hospital component obviously a major piece to that, but the community aspect.
Yes.
So people are falling in love with the hospital, but they're also falling in love with the community.
Sure, absolutely.
What role would you have in making sure that those folks coming in are also getting to experience what's going on in the community and knowing what's happening, so that when they're moving here to take a position or they're bringing their family, they know what they're coming into? Well,
essentially, I guess we do, and a lot of coordination with our marketing department, do a lot of advertising, right? We want to make sure that people understand what Meadville Medical Center offers, but also what we offer in our community. So we also have a lot of community collaborations as well, and that is essential to us, especially in the Human Resources Department, to make sure that people know about our opportunities and know about the job. So we do have a lot of community engagement that we do outside of Meadville Medical Center, but essentially so that way people know that we are involved in the community. And then once they're here, then we explain, of course, what that involves, what that means being involved essentially in the largest employer in Crawford County.
I was just going to ask you about that. That has to be exciting, and even after all these years, knowing you're coming to work at a place, again, that you're one of the largest employers in the county.
Yes.
There's a responsibility to that. There
absolutely is, and we take that responsibility. It's really meaningful to us. It's a family. It's a family atmosphere, and that's really important. We make sure that people that we're talking to know how important that is and how meaningful it is to us. And I think when you hear us talk, you can get that impression how passionate we are about working here, because it's a job that we love. We love coming to work every day, and we try to express that to others. We try to make sure that others feel that and understand that knowing that this is not just a place to work, it's a place to work, it's a place where you can come, you can set down your roots, and you can enjoy coming to work every day.
What are you finding when you're having conversations or part of the process of bringing somebody in? You might see somebody in the street and they're like, oh boy, I just saw the background of this doctor that's coming in, and that's really impressive. Why are they coming here to this area? You know, maybe a big city would be something. Well, when you start to talk to these doctors and the staff, you're discovering, no, they have family. They want to come here. They want to be able to leave work and take part in whatever.
Soccer games,
yes, absolutely.
kids soccer games,
yes.
kids baseball games. And that's something that we tried very much to make sure that people understand that this is a community where it's a safe community. It's a safe community. It's where people want to come. It's where people want to come to raise their families. It's a very family-oriented community where, yes, you know, you go to your kids, and my oldest is in soccer right now, so I can think of that, right? We go to soccer games, and you know, you see, you know, 10 people that you work with, of course. So, you know, and their kids, and our kids go to school together, and our kids play sports together. So, you know, it's a wonderful place to raise a family. It's a wonderful place where essentially you can say, and we say it all the time here, everybody knows everybody. You know, everybody knows everybody. Everybody sees everybody out.
And you can make a difference, and people notice when you have that talent and skill, and you're helping people in the community, and they're letting other people know that this doctor helped me, or
Correct.
you know, this nurse helped me. It makes a big difference.
It does make a difference, and it's a domino effect. You know, one person will tell one person, and another person will tell another person, especially with all the community involvement that happens. So.
Let's talk about the needs right now. What's available? If somebody is maybe looking to make that change, somebody's coming out of school, what opportunities are available here?
And there are lots, right? And I think that's it's not just Meadville Medical Center. That's every employer, of course, and we know that. But so, you know, Meadville Medical Center, we're really, of course, registered nurses is probably the #1 need right now, and that's not, again, I know that's not here, but there are so many different positions on our website right now, and there are positions where people don't think that is a position in healthcare. So I always tell everyone, when we go out and we talk to the community, or we talk to kids in high school, or we go to, you know, colleges and we talk to them, people are sometimes very surprised at the job opportunities that are in healthcare. And they don't think that there are those opportunities, or they don't know, of course. They don't understand the opportunities that are in healthcare. So I always just tell everybody, I encourage everybody to go to our website, look at our positions. You know, we have technician positions, you know, registered nurse positions, but we also have entry-level positions. So there's maybe somebody that doesn't think that they can come into a hospital because they have to be a doctor or a nurse, right? I mean, that's a common impression that people have, and there are many entry-level positions. And then with those entry-level positions, Meadville Medical Center offers so much growth. So we offer all these other positions that sometimes are not posted on our website because they're posted internally, and they're offered to our internal candidates. But I think the impression that we are trying to get out right now, that's a big initiative that we're going, we've been working on the past year, is getting into even some of the high schools and explaining to some of these kids and students that maybe are not interested in post-secondary education, that they can come to Meadville Medical Center with a high school diploma, and we can show them all the growth and opportunity that we can give them internally.
And that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And what an opportunity. And I was just going to ask you about that, reaching out to the high school students. And because at that age, they don't know what they want to do yet.
They do not.
And it's important to experience life, and to bring them in and let them see what's out there might spark something where they can say, hey, maybe this is the path I want to take. And it sounds like there's opportunities where you at the hospital can say,
yes,
if you like this is the direction you need to go.
That's right.
And we'll be right there with you. And
that's what we do. We probably about a year ago, maybe 18 months ago, we started getting into the local high schools and really talking to the students, especially for those who are unsure or do not want to go on for post-secondary education. We are really explaining all the fantastic, wonderful opportunities that we have here that people just don't know that we offer, and they don't know that we have. So,
what's the website people can go to just to get more information and see what's available?
It's mmchs.org. So if they go right on to our website, they go right onto the careers page, they can look at all the job opportunities that we have available, and there's very short job descriptions, so it can explain to them what is essentially needed for the position itself. So it's a great website, very easy, user-friendly.
You mentioned what you enjoy doing after work, going to sporting events,
yes,
which is fantastic.
I love it.
What else do you do to unwind?
That's it.
That's it.
That is essentially it. Yes, essentially. I love going to, my kids are involved in so many more sports than they probably should be, but they're involved in sport after sport, and that's what I love. That's my downtime, is as soon as I get out of work, is getting home, getting my kids ready, getting to wherever we're going to, a baseball game or a soccer game or football or basketball or wrestling. That's what we do. That's my hobby, and that's what I enjoy. So
For somebody watching and they're like, boy, I think this is something I want to pursue, give us that 30-second pitch of why they should pursue a career with Meadville Medical Center.
yes, coming to Meadville Medical Center is a great family-oriented organization that offers excellent benefits, wonderful compensation. It's just a great place to work where you can be trained on the job. There's no expectations coming in. Yes, people think healthcare is really hard work, and it is. That there's no doubt about it. And there is a lot of opportunities with shifts and weekends and schedules. So there are just so many different opportunities that we have to offer. And then essentially once you're in, then there's even more opportunities. So.
So it's front door to
Yes,
a great career.
to great career, absolutely.
Heather, thank you so much for
Absolutely,
your time.
thank you.
I've learned so much.
Good.
There's a lot more to human resources, as you said. Than
There
most
is.
people.
There is a lot.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome.
And we thank you for joining us as well.